backing Elijah and the fact that it's tough to lose them, but they've earned their opportunity, haven't they?
Yeah, listen, you sit here lying as a manager if you're not disappointed in losing a couple of your talented players. But chairman made a statement about that early on in the week. It was necessary for us. It was to obviously get the best price we could for those players to help us through this pandemic, to help the finances of the football club.
What do you make of how Elijah had come on this season as well? Because you could see what he needed to do to become a better player last summer, and he's taken a lot of those steps.
Yeah, a lot of work obviously goes into development of players, isn't it? Credit to the player to listen and learn and understand what it needs to be a better player on a regular basis. Eli's training performances from when he first come to the club to when he left the club was an unbelievable difference. And, a lot of time and effort goes into that from a coaching staff, because that's what we're paid to do, to try and make players better. And, he'll tell you that first and foremost of the improvement that he's done, and led by the coaching staff and Zach. Likewise, Zach's talented technical player, and they've both got the moves.
Is it something you can use going forward as a bit of a recruiting tool, when players can see that others have arrived at Walsall and been given the opportunity to improve and given the coaching they needed to improve?
Yeah, I think so. But first and foremost, I think we'll all agree we want to keep hold of our best players. Certainly, as a manager, you can become a little bit of a sitting duck if you don't keep hold of your best players and you keep losing your best players if you're expected to try and get out the leagues. So it makes my job more difficult, because you're hoping that the new players that are brought in, we brought in 4 or 5 loans over the last few weeks, is that they hit the ground running. And if they hit the ground running, we can look forward to the last 21 games of the season with high hopes. If they don't, then they're going to need more coaching, more development. It makes it more difficult, but we're still very positive as a group that we're going to finish the season, 21 games to go, on a high. We're looking forward to that. I don't think I've ever built my teams on one individual player or 2 individual players. We focus on improving as a team. There's no I in team, and we'll continue to do that and work away with the players. And sometimes them doors shuts. Obviously, door shut for players who haven't played as many minutes, that keep knocking on my door wanting that opportunity. Now it's up to those guys to go and take that opportunity, because they've been trained ready to take that.
Monday saw 2 arrivals as well, in Max Melbourne and Derek Ossio. What have you seen from them in training so far? What will they bring to the wicket for you?
Yeah, Max becomes a natural replacement for Zach Jules. Certainly left back, play left side of a 3 as well. So we've got him and Mollick competing for that jersey. So obviously League One experience with Lincoln, albeit not too many games, but as that experience, knows the area from being an ex-West Brom lad as well. So he's settled in well. And Derek's one of those at Oxford that he could be anything, Derek. To be honest with you, he's a big lad, big strapping boy, needs a bit of work. We're well aware of that, but he can score some amazing goals, and we're looking forward to working with both of those, and obviously with Frank Vincent and then Tyreek Wright coming into the squad, and Jaden Reed over the last 3-4 weeks. That's five new players coming in that we have to develop into the group.
Yeah, I mean, we've just spoken to Tyreek today. He seems a very grounded, very serious lad as well. And he earned your respect quickly, clearly, in training, because you threw him in straight away for the Port Vale game. Were you impressed with what you saw from him?
Yeah, he's got that match-winning qualities, isn't it? At the end of the day, your wide players, they need to be scoring goals and assisting goals and not being a luxury without the luxury. What I mean by that is if things aren't quite going well for them going forward, which wide players can be hit or miss, they have to make sure they do the shift for the team defensively through the thirds. So, Tyreek's got energy, he's got pace, and like I say, he's creating the goal against Port Vale. That one bit of magic that gets you a goal. So, as long as you're doing all the other side of the job that needs to be done in League Two football and can bring them match-winning moments, he'll have a good future.
It turned out to be quite a stop-start January for you in terms of the number of fixtures that you've had one way or another. Is that something that you've been able to turn into a positive? Do you think the work that's been done on the training ground has been all the sharper for that?
Time will tell with that, Richard, won't it? You know, because you can do as many training hours as you want, and we you know, the lads will tell you, the new lads will tell you that come into the building, they've never really experienced training like this, the way, the detail that we try and do. But at the end of the day, that's not the pressure of playing in a proper match, in a competitive game. Like you say, you hope that you see the results that you perform on the training ground, but then it's performing under pressure, isn't it? On a Saturday afternoon where it makes or breaks players. So that'll be interesting to see. You know, let's see how we are 2-3 weeks down the line when we've played a few more games with the 4 or 5 new players settling in.
Away to Southend now. They're still at the foot of the table, but they are playing with greater consistency than they were when you saw them first time round. They've picked up 4 home wins, so clearly they are, you know, a challenging side to go and take on.
Certainly, I mean, I say week in, week out, whether you're top, bottom of this table, I think any team can beat each other. At Southend you know, they had a good run, then they were on a little bit of a dip again, to be honest with you as well. So we just got to concentrate on ourselves, make sure we do our job professionally, and obviously try and pick up the 3 points as we always try and do.
Just finally, I mean, you are very much still in contention. It's only 5 points between yourselves and the playoffs. It doesn't take much of a run to put yourselves right in the mix, does it?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. We've got there's a lot of football to be played. There's a lot of twists and turns. We want to, just like I say, focus on us. Focus on trying to win your next game. It's a boring cliche, but I think you focus on that. Focus on your performance levels in that next game. See what you get out of that game, then move on to the next. I think that's always the way I've worked it to get my success. That we don't get too high, too low, and we always focus on the next project.